Oh boy, what have we gotten ourselves into? Hey, how's it going, do-it-yourselfers? So today we're gonna go over all the things that are wrong with our auction purchase 4th generation 1992 Honda Prelude. Oh, and it's gonna be a long list, but for those of you that are just joining my channel, here's a recap. I purchased this Prelude at an auction for $950, paid $100 to get it towed here. And I had to get it towed here because the radiator was cracked and leaking and it had no coolant in the system, so I went ahead and replaced the radiator cap of course, and added fresh coolant for about $193. Next, we ended up chasing a coolant leak that we figured was coming from our water pump. So that's why this valve cover is off. So that's up on the list. But we're gonna get this car up on a lift. Actually, before we get on a lift, we're gonna go over the body and show you a couple of things that need to be fixed. And then we'll get this car on the lift and I'll show you other items that need to be fixed with this car. So as far as the body goes, it's straight for the most part, minus this left front fender. As you can see, this part has been hit, this fender has been pushed in, that light's been damaged. I've ordered that light from eBay for 70 bucks. My plan is to pull this part out with our paintless dent removal kit since there's no paint damage to this fender, luckily. Pull that out, fix this bumper here, put this back in, replace that light, and that should hopefully be all that we need to do with this end. Now the moonroof, however, as you can see, is suffering from rust damage in multiple places. Now this is a very common area where rust happens on these Preludes. A lot of people, most people are gonna have to replace this, but since we're doing the work ourselves, we can kind of try to save some money by removing the moonroof and then repairing and fixing the rusted area and then respraying it. That will be its own separate video. Now luckily the rest of the body is in pretty decent shape. There are no major dents, minus this one little ding, or I guess you could call this a dent as well right here. Since we're gonna get the paint to fix the moonroof, we'll also fix this dent as well. This door handle, as you can see, is damaged here, but I was lucky enough to find one on eBay. Same color and everything for about $43. So we're gonna replace that as well. The interior of this car is in really, really good condition, at least the shape of the seats and the carpet, that is. Now the coolant temperature display and the fuel level display inside the dash of this car don't work either. I can't show it to you because it also has a dead battery, of course. But finding one of those displays is going to be difficult because it's a very common problem on these 4th generation Preludes, and these are pretty old now, so finding a used one is going to be difficult. So we'll have to either fix that display, open it up, try to fix it, or find some other kind of remedy to fix that problem. But as far as the interior and the exterior goes, this is pretty much all we're going to do to this car. We're not going to do nothing crazy, paint the entire bumpers or the fenders, but we're just going to fix the moonroof and that little dent and the passenger door handle on the right side, of course. All right, so back to the mechanical repairs, just to tally them up, to let you know what we have so far. We're of course going to replace the water pump, the timing belts, all the tensioners and the rollers, our drive belts, valve cover gasket, and the cam and crank seal where we at it. All right, so next I'll raise the car and give you a look from underneath and go over all the things that we need to fix down there. All righty, let's go underneath here, give you guys a look-see. Right off the bat, as you might be able to tell, we have a whole lot of oil leaks. We've got an oil leak from our oil pan. There's oil leaks from further up. I believe, however, that's coming from our cam seals or valve cover gasket. Other things that stand out is our left driver's side CV axle. Now, this one is actually clicking. As you can see, the boot is all torn. The grease is out. That thing needs to be replaced. Our outer tie rod and also the boot is torn. We're going to replace that as well. There's no play in the wheels. I've checked the wheels. There's no play in the outer tie rods or any of our ball joints. But since these are so cheap, we're going to replace that as well. Now, as one would expect, the same on the passenger side. Now, this CV axle is not clicking, but as you can see, the boot is torn. The axle's been out of that thing probably forever, so it's only a matter of time. And so we're going to replace that, and same goes for our outer tie rod as well. All right, now moving to the back of the car, everything else looks okay, minus our exhaust pipe right before it gets to the muffler. We got a bit of a problem here. We need to replace, at the very least, this section of our exhaust system. Yep, that's all we need to do down here. Again, just to do a quick recap, 2 front CV axles, 2 outer tie rods, the oil pan gasket, and fixing the exhaust leak in the rear as well. Now, 2 other items need to be addressed if we are to get top dollar for this, and that is these two front tires. As you can see, this driver's side front tire is completely worn out. This one definitely needs to be replaced. Now this passenger side tire is in better shape, but it's worn out on the inside of it, probably due to the tie rod ends problems. So we're gonna replace this one as well. Now luckily the tires in the rear are in really good shape. This is the driver's side rear tire, and this is the passenger side rear tire. Now what I'll probably try to do is to try to source some really good used tires in really excellent shape to replace these two front tires. But if we can't find them, then we're gonna have to simply bite the bullet and get some new ones. All right, let's do a quick tally and see what is the damage so far. So like I said, the radiator cap, the coolant came out to $193. Then from there, the timing belt kit, including the water pump, all the tensioners, the cam and crank seals, the valve cover gaskets, and all of that comes to about $340. Now from there, the two CV axles and the two outer tie rods came to about $222 from Napa, and that's a pretty good deal. And also, I don't think I mentioned this, but I'm also gonna replace the thermostat housing gasket, and again, the oil pan gasket, and those come to about $53. Now, all of that gives us a total of $930. Again, I'm not including the cost of the tires, the cost of fixing the display, whatever that is, and of course, the cost of the paint, and most important of all, the amount of labor and time we're gonna have to put into this to fix all of these issues. Now, if I was a flipper worth my salt like my cousin Tony, the best way to go about this flip or this project would be, again, since we're in it about $1,050, we would simply get this to a running condition. So $200 on the radiator to stop the leak from there, and the timing belt kit, which was about $350. So we would spend $550, which would bring us our total to about $1,600 to get this into a running condition where you don't have coolant leaking and all sorts of problems as far as driving it. You're still gonna have the clicking from the CV axles, you're gonna have all the oil leaks, all the problems with the body and whatnot, but those are gonna be somewhat acceptable to the right buyer. And you could sell this for decent profit. You would be in this about $1,600, we could turn around and sell it for $2,500, which would give us a $900 profit. But since I'm not my cousin, we're gonna do this the long way and the hard way. And to be frank, I'm not doing this purely for monetary reasons. I like these cars, I like to see them in good shape. So what, we're gonna spend some time fixing it. We're gonna make some good videos for you guys. And we're able to make top dollar, which would, for this car, after fixing all that in good condition, this would probably be worth about $5,500 to $6,000 to the right person. Maybe a little bit more, a little bit less, but just around there. So we would be in this car with the parts and everything, probably about $2,500 when it's all said and done, because there's still other things that need to be done to get this into the condition where you could get top dollar for this, including passing emissions, fixing other minor issues and whatnot. But we would make anywhere from $2,500 to let's say $3,000. But again, as far as monetary reasons goes, it would be a much smarter decision to get into a running condition and sell it, make a little bit less profit. But you're not stuck fixing all the issues we just talked about. Because like they say, time is money, and money pays for strippers and blow. So we don't want to waste any of it. All right, so kidding aside, this is the reality for most people getting into flipping cars. They get in too deep, they don't know what they're doing. The car needs too much work. All of a sudden, when they go to tally up their cost versus what the money they're gonna get for the car, they're in the negative, or they're just breaking even, or maybe just making a couple $100. All the while they spend days and weeks trying to fix a car and sell it. And again, why did I buy this car in this condition? Well, I was gonna keep this car. I like these 4th generation Preludes, but since this doesn't come with the VTEC disc kicked in yaw engine, nor does it have a manual transmission, but more importantly, since I was able to find a 5th generation Prelude that comes standard with the VTEC yaw engine, and especially since it came with the manual transmission, we're gonna keep that one and sell this one. But anyway, as far as this car is concerned, I'm gonna actually make a playlist and put all the videos I make on doing all the repairs and then trying to sell this car for a profit into that playlist. So make sure you follow that playlist along. And of course, if you want to follow me along and fixing all the cars you see around me and selling some of them, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Ring that bell notification and watch my other videos. Links on this side of the screen. Again, links in the suggestion box. You can click and watch them as well. I appreciate it. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.